Welcome back. Joining us now in studio is the lovely and talented singer from Montreal, Prita Chhabra, to tell us of her singing influences, her upcoming projects, her recent visit to Malawi in Africa, and being a student at the Vanier Music School. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
And welcome to Toronto.
Thank you. It's beautiful here.
It's getting cold. You're feeling cold right now in studio? We'll talk about all that I just mentioned, Prita, but before that, outside the studio, you were telling me, Geetika, I just knew that 2008 had to be a unique, different year in my life.
Yes, on the eve of my birthday, I said, God, please just help me make this year different. I feel like I need to do something different in my life. I want my life to take a different direction, and it really did.
You went to Africa?
I did go to Africa. I was selected in my school as one of 6 students to do AIDS research in Malawi.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. It was a great trip. It changed my life. Basically, what we're doing now is we're giving presentations to high schools in the Montreal area to talk about our experiences, to talk about what we learned, so that the youth can be involved in the Millennium Development Goals as well.
So we'll come back to Montreal and Toronto, but before that I want to stay back in Africa with you. So how was the trip like? It was not just study tour, it was about AIDS awareness, right?
Yes, we did field research. We went to hospitals, orphanages, politicians, villages, farmers, I talked to so many people, schools, just to get an idea of why AIDS is such a big problem there, and what's going on, and to bring awareness to the rest of the world that this is still a big problem and it has to be dealt with.
So study tour was focusing on AIDS awareness?
Yes, it was.
That was your project?
Yeah. Every day we lived in a rural village with the villagers. There was no electricity. We bathed with a little pail of water, and we lived just like a villager in Africa. And I'd never even been camping, so this was a huge lifestyle change.
Amazing experience. So can you name a few villages that you went?
Well, we stayed in Makupo village, which is near the town of Kasungu, so we kind of went around there, and we went up to Nkata Bay and visited a few organizations there as well.
One interesting incident.
It would have to be when I went to an orphanage, and there was just one orphan. She just wrapped her legs around me, and she would not let me put her down. It broke my heart. It was so sad. And probably my best memory there is they let me sing in the church. They taught me their church songs in their language, which is Chichewa, and they opened up their hearts and let me sing in their church.
Oh, great.
And it changed my life, because here, I'm struggling so hard to get to sing anywhere. Please let me sing, please let me sing. And there they taught me their songs, they let me sing openly, and they loved it. Everywhere you went, people sang and they danced. One
line can you sing right now for us? Only if you remember right now.
I remember the English part.
Okay, one line.
So okay, I have to sit up. This is a song that I sang at the village the day that we left, and that they taught me. So it goes, "May God be with you till we meet again." Oh, I can't remember the rest.
That's okay,
it was just a little religious song, so it was cute.
Beautiful voice.
Thank you.
You're studying music. So tell me,
Yes.
I really want to ask you, and actually my associate producer, Nalin, really wants to know. So he's listening to us in control room right now. How do you explain principles of composition? Like for somebody who has never attended a music school but would want to, one of our viewers perhaps, after listening to your beautiful voice. So how do you define a music class? Like what happens?
Right now I'm in a 3-year program, so it depends on the semester that you're in. They give you different classes. So the first year I learned all about classical music, like Bach, and in composition class we analyzed pieces of his music, and we learned the rules that he used to compose his pieces. And then you have like a sight singing class where you learn to read music that you've never seen before and sing it on the exact pitch and the exact rhythm that you need to be doing. There's choir, there's performing, there's history that we have to learn. All sorts of different classes.
So just like in India, so classical music, vocal music would be the foundation, and then there are different genres.
Yes, exactly.
Tell me a little bit about your favorite artists, and what kind of singer would you want to be?
My first inspiration was Bette Midler in grade 2. I wanted to be her. I would pretend to be her all the time.
Always.
I had her tapes in my Walkman, and kids would be like, "What are you listening to?" And I would say, "Bette Midler." They'd say, "Oh, my mom listens to that." I just loved her. I just loved her music, and I loved her songs that she sang. And after that, my taste in music just went all over the place. I liked Ace of Base. I liked Our Lady Peace, a lot of rock music. At the same time, I was singing Shabbats at the Gurdwara. I would do Punjabi camp. Every year, my mom would force me to go. And
How about Hindi?
Not Hindi, but lots of Punjabi.
So any one genre that you find yourself leaning towards?
Pop. I think pop. It's just...
Why so?
Because I like the way that the songs are structured. I relate well. When I write my lyrics, they're usually in English. I like to tell a story with my lyrics. And I like to mix lots of different things into the music. And I feel with pop, I can do that properly. I have the most freedom in pop to do what I want to do, the way that my heart feels it.
Are you learning any instruments as well?
I'm learning piano. It's part of the program as well. You have to learn piano.
Oh, so it is mandatory.
Yeah, it's mandatory. And then I'm also taking pop voice lessons there. I'm also learning lots of jazz this semester and this year. Part of the 3-year program, they really want you to be proficient in, so that when you can go out into the world, you know exactly what to do with the musicians and have music ready for them. And yeah.
So besides theory, history, and obviously learning how to sing, do you also learn how to write your own songs?
I haven't gotten to that class just yet. They'll give us pieces of compositions that we have to fill in the blanks, like add our little own notes using rules that they've taught us that Bach would use, or that jazz theorists would use as well. And it gets more and more difficult every semester. So, but my own compositions, it's helping, because I did write my own music before I did music school. But I didn't want to be one of those people that didn't know what she was doing. I wanted, knowledge is power always. So the more knowledge I have, the more my compositions would get better. And I think part of composing is an intuitive thing. You listen to your heart. Sometimes I'll just be doing the dishes or my laundry, and this amazing melody will just come to my mind, and I'll have to go and tape it or record it. But now I can actually write it out and have a proper musical composition.
Great, Prita. We're running out of time. Quickly about your upcoming project.
I'm actually working with Josh right now on a couple of songs, and I have an EP that I'll be releasing hopefully by the end of the year, which is being done at Authentic Productions.
Thanks for being with us in the studio, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
After the break, we go behind the scenes shooting a song for the new movie titled Heroes. Stay with us.